Just want to share a little update. It's been a couple of weeks since I've even been out here. So not a lot of progress. This, of course, is a very tedious, time-consuming part of the project because it's such a large piece, and it has to keep coming back off the car and then test fit back on the car. Filling in the seam over here, and of course when you weld it, it'll draw puckers in the metal and shrink it, and sometimes it'll trap the metal, and I've had to cut, portions of the seams back loose. Once you get, if you continuously weld down in this section here, even if you're spotting it in it, it'll pull puckers and variations in the metal. So every once in a while I have to take it back off the car and set it up on these body stands. Fortunately, I got a hole here where the signal light is, and I'll have to figure something out here when I finish out this seam as to how I'm going to hang it. But this allows me to reach around to this side over here and hammer and dolly some of the difficult spots out. This, of course, this panel wants to roll in right here, and this one also wants to roll in. So it's a process of taking both of these panels and kind of rolling them both out as I go, beating the seam out and getting this to be as straight as possible. I just sprayed a little bit of trim black paint over here just to get an idea how good or bad it is. It looks a whole lot better here on film than it does in person, of course. But anybody who's ever done this kind of, patch on a sheet metal panel knows that it takes a lot of time to work out all the highs and lows and have a smooth transition, so you don't have to use too much Bondo on the seam. You will have to use some, but I'm not a super metal worker. This is about the best I can do. So just want to let you know what was going on. I hadn't posted an update in a while. I've gone ahead and dug out all of the foam in this area because when I go to weld the panel to the car, I don't want to set the car on fire, and that stuff will definitely catch fire if it's behind where you're welding. So I dug out all the foam. A little trick I came up with, which is a bit messy, down in these areas where I couldn't reach, was I would get this air nozzle and I would break it loose with the nose of the air nozzle and then give it a little burst, and the loose pieces would fly out. Like I said, it made a real mess. It's like a snowstorm in here trying to get all the little stuff out. But there's still stuff in the rockers, you can see. But I'm not cutting this metal off, so that'll have to stay. But I've got most of it all the way down to the bottom here eliminated. I have a little more cleaning to do. Also, I've went ahead and cut off the metal, the remaining body metal here. So I've got just a single layer here in the wheel tub area. There'll be the rubberized inner liner will just come out to about here, so that means I have to make an extension to keep dirt and debris out from between the body parts. And what I'll do is I'll weld a small steel flange along here, and then I'll pop rivet an aluminum flange that will come out and meet the body. It's sort of what we call at work. We have when we hang bodies on stock cars, we call it a crush panel. It goes from the steel portion to the outer body, and it just acts as a closure to keep debris out. So that's what I'll be doing there, and so I'm just cleaning that up a little bit, and that's where I'm at. I'm just whittling away at this, and who knows how long this is all going to take. So sorry I haven't updated in a while, but that's the nature of these projects when you're not full-time on them. So 3, 4, 5 hours every week is about all the progress you get. But if you keep going, eventually you get it finished. Thanks. So as big and unwieldy as this quarter panel is, I managed to get it off and run it a couple times through the English wheel, take out a lot of the irregularities in the quarter panel that I had hammered and dollied into there, and smooth it out a bit. So it was a bit of a struggle, really a two-man job, but there's still some highs and lows in there, a little bit of captured metal like right in here. I've got a disc shrinker coming. Hopefully I can shrink that down a little bit. I was able to put the extensions to the quarter panel is the top extension, and then this extension which establishes the deck lid line. You can see that the Challenger deck lid starts to go downhill from here, and we'll have to go out to match this. But that's been established, and you know, it's a little bit of an on and off process here. Trying to get everything worked out. Every time I put it back up there, it gets a little bit better. So patience is not something that I've ever had, but you just got to have it with this type of thing. It's a big piece of metal, and it wants to have a life of its own. So anyways, I'm trying out a new toy for the first time, see how it works. I already have a chop saw that works on the same principle. They look like regular carbide blades that you would use for you know, carpentry or any crosscut, but it has to do with the speed of the saw and the construction of the blade. And you know, everybody's used to using the abrasives, and it throws sparks everywhere, and when you're trying to cut through metal. But these new blades, if you take it easy on them, they're pretty nice. Yeah, the piece I got was from Eastwood, but you can get these from a number of suppliers. But you can see the type of a blade that it is, and it's all, like I said, it's in the speed of the saw, and it's also in the construction of the blade, the type of teeth. Let's see how it goes. Not bad. They said this is good for up to, I think 3/16 of an inch. Not sure. Might go a little deeper, maybe a quarter. Anyway, thought I'd show you that. Here's a handy way to try and hang on to a panel that's got to be shuffled in behind something, at least to check for size. And as you work it in and out, and this panel here is what I'm going to be working on. And I'll just show you what I've done here is just drilled a couple of holes and put a couple of clecos in the panel. Now I got to get it behind this flange here and kind of rotate it and see how it fits. I mean, I'm not done fitting it up right now, but I'll just show you how kind of it works out. That just allows me to hang on to it while I check it for fit. Now I got some issues here. I've got to bring this out a little bit so that it's even with this piece here. I've got this shape worked into it. This is basically going to make up the difference in the way this door end is shaped and the way this wants to look with this rounded shape. I've already tapered this up to nothing here and maintain most of the 71 Roadrunner GTX line right in here. Anyway, I just wanted to show you this is kind of a little trick for hanging on to something you need to shuffle in behind another panel. Now I showed you the clecos, you know, that I put in there so that I could, while I was fitting up this piece and having it in and out, there's another trick obviously that I had to use to, once I'd started tacking this piece in, I tacked it at the top and at the bottom, and I needed, again, put some force on it. But the clecos they're not that strong. I mean, they're okay for, you know, just a little bit of in and out fitting. But when I finally needed to really rotate this panel out, I just took a piece of metal, sheet metal, and I welded it right to the piece right here so that I could pull on it once it was tacked top and bottom. And that way I was able to rotate the back of this piece out towards me to the location, and then I tacked it in the center here once I got it out, you know, pretty much in line where I wanted to get it going. Well, that's about it for this week. So thanks for watching.